Let's go to the board. It's brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more. We have football Saturday, Sunday, and Christmas Day Monday. We begin on Saturday with the Bengals at the Steelers. Cincinnati laying 2.5 points. Steelers on a 3-game losing streak. They now turn to their savior, Mason Rudolph.
Yeah, here's your problem. And look, I'll lay out a case here to be careful with the Bengals.
Okay.
December, divisional, desperate, dog.
Yep, triple D.
Okay. It's Tomlin at home as a dog.
Correct.
You are betting into some massive trends.
I would not bet Cincinnati.
Oh, good. Good. But here's the other thing. I've already seen this matchup. The Steelers made Jake Browning's life hell. He struggled with the 3-4 defense. He struggled with the pass protection. Now, you want to tell me he's got a few games under his belt. We're going to be okay. Noted. I bet against the Bengals last week. I know I was the right side. It was a push. Fuck it. I was the right side.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a world I want to lay a field goal with Jake Browning on the road in the division, Steelers off a loss.
Fighting for their life.
So why wouldn't I bet the Steelers? I'll tell you why.
Is it Mason Rudolph? Is it more nuanced than that?
That's part of it. I also think Mike Tomlin's done. And there's a lot of noise there. It's like the players are running the team. Jim, I'm very nervous.
Well, what's this stuff with Pickens not blocking and Deontay Johnson not blocking?
Yep.
And it's not Steelers. Hines Ward used to decapitate people just to get 3 yards.
But you know what's interesting?
What?
It kind of is the Steelers. Like, the dirtiest secret in the league is for years, while Tomlin's been coach. Players coach, players run the team. Antonio Brown got away with so much dirt, and they covered it up. I don't know, man. On one hand, I got Browning, and the market's way too high in him. On the other, I got Tomlin and a team that looks like they're in complete disarray with Mason Rudolph. It's a stay away from me. I can't mess with it.
The lean, though, is Pittsburgh. And I'll give you the stats, and there's a question as to how valid they are if you doubt Tomlin's time in Pittsburgh. Like, if you think this is the end and they're all out of gas, then take these with less than a grain of salt.
I want to give you credit.
Steelers.
These aren't just stats. These aren't just trends. These are power trends.
These are very specific to the situations.
This is Jim showing up in a leather biker jacket. Listen to these three.
Steelers, after allowing 30 or more under Tomlin, they're 26-10-1 against the number.
Power trend.
The only coach better, you may have heard of him, Bill Belichick. So they bounce back typically. Steelers, 43-28-1 under Tomlin after failing to cover the spread by 7 points or more the previous game.
Power trend.
It's a bounce back. And Tomlin at home with the Steelers following a game where they allow 30 or more, 19-6-1.
Power trend.
So it just comes down to, do you believe this is the same Tomlin, or do you feel like they are headed for a breakup and you no longer have the stability of backing Tomlin in the spot?
What you're asking are questions of uncertainty. And I really, with 7 games to go for the century mark, I don't want to do coin flips. I'm staying away.
It is a lean Steelers. I am not betting it.
Okay.
We're on the same page. The night game.
Power trend. I just want to say power trend after every sentence Jim utters.
Bills and Chargers. The Chargers haven't played since they fired their coach. Extra time to prepare. They're getting 12.5 points as the home dog.
Yeah.
Is it enough points?
Okay, so this is another thing I always talk about. You get a new coach bump. Anytime a team fires a coach, and mind you, Brandon Staley got fired on a Thursday, so the Chargers are on 10 days rest. You get the new coach. You saw it with the Raiders with Pierce. I think you'll see it here. The problem? They're facing a Bills team that now thinks they're the 1975 Steelers. Pound and ground and ground and pound.
Well, defense too, huh?
They're playing great football. This is a huge number. You got to fly across the country. Do I think there'll be a lot of Bills fans there? Absolutely. Jim, this is one for me on this difficult card. I don't want to lay the 12, and I don't want to take the 12.5. I don't want any part of it. If you're like Mike, what would you do? Do I think there's a chance the Chargers quit?
Yeah,
There's
sure.
a chance. But there's also a chance they rally around a coach they like. There's a chance that the 10 days rest gave them time to get it together. And let's face it, the Bills, they just got named prom queen. They just had the game of their season in destroying the Cowboys. And your reward, feeling good, Everyone's getting back rubs, bubble baths. Everyone's having a great time. I am not laying 12 points with that.
I mean, pod rules forbid it. You don't get to bet a team on the road laying double-digit points off a big win.
No.
And I understand all the football reasons the line is where it should be. It's Easton Stick against an improved Bills defense. I get why the number's that way.
And I also don't have a play on the total.
What's the total?
Total's priced real again, because can I bet that Easton Stick and the Chargers are going to score enough?
No.
44.
Yeah, I don't know if they get to 14. So now you're really banking on a big Jets game or a big Bills game. Bills game.
Yeah.
Because, and they could do it. Josh Allen's doing it.
Yeah.
But you worry about, are you betting into a team in the Chargers who's had time to prepare at home? And the Bills don't need to run up the score here.
Don't worry. I have too many plays this week. But these are just two games that Jim has led the episode with that I'm not touching.
They're the chronological presentation as we do it.
Yeah, can't do it.
All right, we get to Sunday.
Any power trends you want to share?
I don't. Well, I mean, I could give you some if you'd like.
Give me one just so I can say power trend.
37 teams have fired their coach during the regular season since 2003. Those teams have gone 17-20 straight up. More importantly, 21-16 against the spread. So there is a bump.
Power trend.
It's not a big note, but these are typically terrible teams that fire their coach, and they do typically rally at least the very next week.
This is awesome.
You want to lean? I guess the stats would tell you lean to the Chargers.
Yeah, if you can tell, Saturday, you know where my attention's going to be. The Feast of the Seven Fishes. I don't want to bet those games.
Sunday, we get to Christmas Eve. Falcons, Colts, Atlanta laying 2.5 at home. Colts need this game.
Atlanta needs this game.
They're dead.
They're not dead.
Not mathematically.
Hold on, time out. With the Saints losing and falling to 7-8, it's very possible the Bucs could lose a game. You could have a three-way tie at 7-8 with 2 weeks to go, Jim. Anything can happen. Arthur Smith's coaching for his job.
And they've gone back to Taylor Heineke.
Which, if you saw what Desmond Ridder did in that game against Carolina, guys, interception in the end zone, you're trying to close the game out. Son, what are you doing? But this is why.
I think the wrong team's favored.
It's scientifically proven that quarterbacks with receding hairlines only cover 32% of the time.
Power stat.
Power trend. Ridder sucks.
Is the wrong team favored in this game? I know where it is. It's in Atlanta, but it feels like the wrong team is favored in this game.
I know it does. But here's my problem with the Colts. What do they do well?
Nothing.
The running, you can be like, well, they run the football.
They may be getting Taylor back.
Yeah, maybe.
I know. Well,
don't
we
have
tape on a
confirmation.
Friday, yeah.
Zach Moss? No. Defensively, I like the D line, but
they do get run on a bit.
Am I impressed by what they did against Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
No. Is Michael Pittman playing in this game? Don't know. He got decapitated by Kazee in that game. So, I think it's very dangerous to just walk in and be like, oh, yeah, brah, wrong team's favored. That's a very Brad and Chad approach by you.
I didn't say I'm betting
like
the game. I'm just asking you, who's the better football team? It's the Colts. They're the best team against the number this season, tied with a couple teams too. But
on paper, it should be Atlanta. But we're too deep in the year to talk paper.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like you're in a tough spot here with the Colts playing the way they did, blowing out Pittsburgh. Now they got to go on the road. Atlanta is ashamed. They're embarrassed. They absolutely didn't get any play this weekend from their spouses. You lost to Carolina. You're lucky you didn't get evicted. They got to go home. You said this. Colts can be run on.
Yep.
Just because Pittsburgh couldn't do it doesn't mean Atlanta can't.
Mm-hmm.
Why Arthur Smith will not use Bijan Robinson, I have no idea.
Life's greatest mysteries.
I know Bijan fumbled last week, saved the angry responses. Jim, I wanted you to talk me into a side.
I don't have one here.
Oh, come on. You told me you loved this card. I'm going to require a play from you.
On this game?
If you lead a cap by saying the wrong team is favored, you don't get to not play the game.
It's all about how you interpret why they put the spread the way they did. I do think the wrong team's favored. Now, you got to ask why.
Okay.
And is it because there is a confidence in Atlanta with Taylor Heineke, right? Why else would the spread be this way? The Colts are the better team. They should be favored. They are not. That's typically for a reason. You could take Atlanta. You could take them at home. We don't like Arthur Smith at home. Or, sorry, as a favorite.
No.
It's a little better at home, but not as a favorite. This is one that's a little toxic. You do not have to bet this game, and I'm not going to.
Here's where I would lean. You want the lean on this puppy?
The lean is Atlanta.
No, the lean would be, what about the over?
What is it set?
44.5.
I was going to guess low 40s.
Minshew slinging it. Atlanta at home, a little bit of a QB Heineke bump. They've got the pieces. Over 44.5 would be if you're demanding a play on this game. And again, you're below the key number of 45.
Yeah.
24-21 gets me home.
Yeah.
No?
You want to play it? Is that the friendship total this week?
Oh, I got something else for the friendship total, and it's in a premium game.
Okay.
But for the people's sake, if you forced me in this game to make a play, I think I'd go over 44.5. Nice bet differential if you care about such things too. I think over 44.5, but I wouldn't go anywhere above 45.
Last note, I don't know if this is quite power stat material, but again, part of the lean
First of
on
all,
the
it's
Falcons.
power trend,
Fine.
not power stat.
Well, this is a stat. It's not a trend. Jonathan Taylor, if he's back, if he isn't back, the Falcons have not allowed a rushing touchdown to a running back all season. This is week 16. They've allowed 5 rushing touchdowns, all to quarterbacks. Weird. Bizarro.
Evan?
And I even wrote
Power
Atlanta
stats.
lean. Atlanta lean. All right. Packers, Panthers. Green Bay lays 4.5 on the road against a Panthers team who won a football game. They've got 2 now on the year. They won last week with a field goal late. The Packers have lost 2 straight, and they are fighting for their life.
They are. And this will be in Carolina.
Yep.
Friends and family only. Tickets for 45 cents. Panthers are hideous. Miles Sanders stinks. That
They've given up
offense
on him.
Stinks. Yeah, Chuba Hubbard is the best thing they got.
Yeah, ride him.
Bryce Young, I'll tell you what I've come to a conclusion with. Young man, I can't do anything about your height. Maybe we can get you little platform shoes or something.
But elevator shoes.
No. You know what he needs to do?
What?
He needs to put on some weight. I mean, watching that game last week, it's just so clear. It's not just the height. He's slight. Call Jalen Hurts up. Get under that squat rack. You know, call up Tua. What did you do? Thick with 2 C's. But my man, I'm going to do the unthinkable. I'm going to bet the Panthers back-to-back weeks. The Packers as favorites blow.
1-6 against the number as road favorites their last 7.
Power trend. No, but it's more than that. Joe Barry and that defense, the next big stop they have will be their first.
You're right.
All the first-round picks, all the money, the Packer defense is always in a position of leaving you asking, what is wrong with these guys? We go offensively. Obviously, I think Jordan Love has had some highs. He's had some lows. The weapons are there. But do I trust the Packers on the road against a Panther defense that has never stopped playing? That defense is one of the dirtiest secrets in the league. And I think they can win up front. I think they can force it to be a Jordan Love game. I think the Packers are going to win. But I'm going to take the 4.5 points. Who the hell are the Green Bay Packers going on the road being favored by anybody? And guess what? If they were really good, you're favored by a touchdown over the Panthers.
At least 6.5.
4.5?
4.5, weird.
Now,
Very
here's
weird.
my problem.
Yeah.
I already can see me sending you a text Sunday, and it's 10-0 Packers, and I type in the words, well, that bet's dead. The Panthers cannot fall behind by more than a score. Frankly, I feel like when they're down 7-0, sometimes the game's over. But I'm going with this. The number looks fishy. I don't like the Packers as a road favorite. You talked me into it with the power trend. And oh, by the way, just another juicy tidbit from the tree of Costa. These stat oranges are falling from the sky. Beautiful job by you. Packers are damn near dead last in the league against the run.
30th.
Tell me if you've heard that one before. Give me 30 carries of Chuba Hubbard. Give me a rat shit turnover by Jordan Love. Give me the Panthers plus the points.
I'm going to play them with you. And I think there's a real fear here that we get a letdown after they won last week. I think emotionally, Green Bay needs this, and Carolina just had their big win. But all the football reasons. You run the ball against a bad run defense. You've got a good number at 4.5. And yeah, the Packers leaving home as a favorite is not a spot you want to back them. I will join you.
Power trend. Power trend. Vito's joined in. He loves it. Oops.
You and I are on the Panthers for the second week in a row. What could possibly go wrong?
He's been possessed by the devil.
All right.